Welcome back with more Silent Hill 5. When we last left off, we were going through a sanitarium and we had to fight what I can only describe as walruses? Walrumans? I don't know what you would call them, but they're half walrus, half man. And they got quite the rear on them, and it's a little disturbing. That's at least the biggest thing I remember from last episode. So yeah, we're gonna hopefully get done with the sanitarium. Let's jump back in. Okay, so I think I'm supposed to go. Let me check my inventory real quick. Let's see what I have. I think, if I remember correctly, I had a key somewhere. Interview archives. Okay. Let's check my map. All right, so we need to get to the archives, and I believe that was up a floor, right? I think. Oh man, it's creepy. I forgot this one's really creepy. All right, so it's not here. It's on the 3rd floor. All right, let's get to the 3rd floor. Yeah, I remember seeing it. It was like in one of the top corner areas. I guess it's raining outside. Rain, rain, go away. Remember when Breaking Benjamin did a cover of that? That was funny. Hello, Spitter. Rather not talk to him. Okay, sweet. So we are pretty much here. We just gotta run right past him. Don't straddle me, don't straddle me. Damn, the music's so creepy. I hope this isn't the area where the walruses were. No. Just the Shadow Man. It's very, very creepy. Who's in here? Anyone?
I had to do it.
You had to? Please, help me understand.
That's what you do with pests. That's what you do, isn't it? And he was a pest. Oh, he was a bad boy. Always has been.
Oh no.
I tried to pretend he wasn't, but they were there to make sure I didn't forget.
They?
The people in the mirrors. They see it all. What's really going on.
And it was their idea?
Yes. They saw the devil inside of him. I had to kill him. My responsibility. My flesh and blood. I brought him into this world, so I had to take him out of it. Good wombs can bear bad sons, they say. I know you think what I did was wrong.
I just want to understand. Helen.
No. You
Oh,
want to
no.
keep me locked up, Doctor. But you can't. I can leave whenever I want.
Okay, the story's
step
making a
through
lot
that
more sense.
mirror and into their world. This world is just a daydream.
Helen?
When will they bring me my boy?
Okay, so that was quite a bit of context. Quite a bit. That kind of lays it all out for you. So we established last episode in one of his little flashback things, just like that, or whatever you would want to call it, visions. He was talking to Helen, seemingly was his wife, and they were talking about their son. So it sounds like she ended her own son, and it probably ended their relationship, obviously, when she got locked up. And now he can't date anyone, and he's frustrated because, you know, how could you after that? If the person you love or care about does that to your child together? Okay, so clearly we know, what's his name? Frank? Travis. Now we know Travis's struggle and why he's a little loopy. No wonder he left the truck running and just walked off. Okay, I get it. I get it now. Poor Travis. Unless it turns out that, oh no. I shouldn't say poor Travis yet, because we don't actually know how this turns out. Travis may get revenge for all we know. We may have another James Sunderland on our hands. Alright, guess we're going through to the other world. other side. I don't like the music. I mean, I don't dislike it. It's just it's very creepy and very loud. Oh ho ho! I am very excited about that. Gonna be Jin Sakai again. Yes, that's right. So, for those of you who played Ghost of Tsushima, did you kill your uncle or let him live? I let him live. He had to live with what he did. I'm not going to show mercy to him after he betrayed us, treated us like garbage, and turned us in and had us arrested. No way. I was actually having a conversation with my brother the other day about that. It's partly why I thought of it. And about why I think it's the right decision to leave him. Alright, let's go in here. What is that noise? Should I be afraid? Oh, I don't like this. Sounds like something's running around. How many times are we going to explore this hospital? You know what? We probably should go back and check those rooms before we go forward. I'd rather not get too far ahead and miss something. I want to know what else is... Oh, God. Well, now I know. Oh, it's locked. Of course it's locked. It wouldn't be Silent Hill if the doors weren't all locked. God. Okay. Well, now we know we've checked everywhere there, so that's good. Let's move out. Music's so intense. Okay, so our plan of action. Let's take a right, and then we'll go up the hall. It's locked. Of course. You know, I thought it was funny when I was originally starting to play through the Silent Hill games, and I was trying to find reference images. I kept coming across, like, parody covers for the games, and they all said stuff like, you know, lock door simulator, stuff like that. And I was like, surely it's not that bad. No, they're all locked. It's definitely true. Luckily, it doesn't take away much from the game. All right, so let's make sure there's nothing over here before we go down. No, looks like we're good. We could just wander in the dark, but to be honest, I kind of like the flashlight. Whenever I take my dogs out in the middle of the night to use the restroom, because they sometimes have to go like 3, 4 a.m., I have a headlamp on. It's really bright because there's a lot of animals in the woods. And so what I like about it is when I turn on the headlamp, every time it goes off into the woods, I just see eyes pop up everywhere, so I'm able to know exactly where all the creatures are hiding. It's very creepy, but especially when you see the eyes suddenly shift behind a tree. And then, like, I have had one time where I saw them shift behind a tree. I waited a second and then looked back, and they were at a closer tree, and they peeked around the corner. I was like, all right, we're going back inside. And it was probably just like a deer, maybe a raccoon, but it was still very creepy. Man, it's all locked. This camera angle makes it kind of hard to see. You know, I really hope this katana doesn't break immediately. I really wanted a katana when I played the last game, Silent Hill 4. I never came across one, though. And, you know, I think there's a reason why. If you pay attention to what weapons Henry uses, I think it's actually very relevant to the story. Because I heard, I don't remember who it was, but someone when we streamed that game was saying how there's like the least amount of guns in that game. Do I want to know what that was? Oh god, it's the walrus. Oh, great, another mirror. Oh, I should probably search out there before I go forward, though. Oh, great. Okay, so yeah, we'll head down this hall before we use the mirror. Just gotta run. Oh man, it's rusted shut. Damn it. Okay, so... Oh, no, it's not. Weird. Another one of the straddlers. Oh man, it's so creepy. Oh wait, these are stairs. We don't need to go here. At least not yet. So we have the little pyramid in the corner. It makes me wonder if we're going to see Pyramid Head again. I have heard that he does return. I have no idea when. Alright, well I guess we're going up. Maybe I was supposed to use that mirror in that hall, but I'd rather look over here before we do that. Make sure we don't miss anything. I love how the game just goes really silent sometimes. Like you have really loud, creepy music and then just silence. Okay, let's take a right. Oh, this isn't creepy at all. Wait, this is a sanitarium. This is probably where his wife was kept. If it even is his wife, I guess it could be a girlfriend or something. Is that a razor? Don't really need that. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much in this cell. What is that? A baton. Medication, do not mess up. Room 1, trizanthium. 2, nadium? It's kind of hard to read that. Oporium, solarium, nadium. Remember, pills only for patients. The fact they have to put that in the note is a little scary. Tom the nurse keeps on taking the pills. He's like, I thought they were like sweet tarts. He's got a problem, but you know, they're understaffed, so they can't let him go. Ugh. This looks like something out of like Resident Evil Biohazard. You know what someone should do? That would be really cool. Is a what do they call it? Not a demaster. Yeah, I think it is called demaster. Do a demaster of Resident Evil 7 to make it like the first Resident Evil. That'd be kind of cool. I would play it. I don't think a lot of people would though, but I would. Have you ever seen videos of people doing like demasters, like creating them? Usually they're not for actual games. Usually it's just for a video, for fun. But they are really cool looking. I saw one for Dead Space, and that was pretty cool. It was very fitting. It looked like it would have been a game that could have existed a long time ago. Okay, run. Okay, so... Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so we need to go... down. There's another. Damn it. Okay, so... we missed a door there. We gotta go check it. No, don't get me. Almost missed that one. I don't like that sometimes when it starts you in a room, it faces your character rather than looking into the room, so I never know if there's actually an enemy hiding in the room somewhere. Which kind of sucks. I'd like to know before I just pop in. Alright, what's in here? This has to be like the darkest Silent Hill game I've played so far. What is this? There's an ornate cabinet with 5 miniature dolls screwed into the top. Take a look? Yeah, let's look at it. Oh, well, that's not creepy at all. Can we do anything? Oh, gosh. We have... Oh! I get it. It's the pills. So, if I remember correctly, which I don't, let's see if we can guess. Is something horrible gonna happen if we do it wrong? Well, we saved, so I think we'll be fine. So, man, going off memory. Here you go. Here you go. I don't think that's right. I think blue was second, maybe? So you want to give the red guy red, but he doesn't get red. He gets blue. Ooh, wait, actually, I think... I take the pill out of his mouth, give it to Jerry. Jerry's like, hey! No, I picked blue. Okay, we're definitely have to go back and look at the pills, because I don't remember what it said. Unless it's held in our inventory. Let's check and see. Oh, wow, our health is really low. Okay, notes. Nah, that's not it. Okay, so red, blue, yellow, green. Red, blue, yellow, green, blue. Red, blue, yellow, green, blue. Red, blue, yellow, green, blue. Red. Take your pills. Blue. Blue. It's a pretty easy puzzle. What's going to happen with these dolls when I do this? And why are they letting that one doll... Like, this is a mental asylum. And they have one guy who has, like, 2 knives. And this one guy having a giant razor. I don't know how much I trust the staff. That was it, right? Red, blue, yellow, green, blue. Surely that's right. What? Did I do it wrong? Did my dyslexia screw me up? Red, blue, yellow, green, blue. And nothing happens. Okay, so clearly I'm doing something wrong. Let's look at the note again. Maybe I'm missing something obvious. Room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe the dolls aren't in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 order. Yeah, we gotta go back, don't we? We need to look at what was in each room. So there was a razor in one of the rooms. Damn it. Okay. Back we go. This shouldn't be too hard, though. No, not you, nurses. Run. Okay, so room 1, what did it have? I think room 1 might have been the razor room. Yeah. So razor is room 1. So this one is scorched. So room 2 is scorched. So we got razor, scorched. And then what's in here? A poker. Wait, did I miss this? I think I did. There's a lot of perfume in here and a dress. Okay. So hats, dresses, and boxes. So I'll just call this the fancy room. So we got razors, burnt, and poker. Or razors, burnt, and dress. Razor, burnt, dress. And then this next one had food in it. Heavily barred. The last one had food. So he's the chef guy. Yeah, okay. I had a completely different camera angle that time. Huh. A lot of scales. Alright. Hopefully this will help. Alright, so razors, burnt, dress, blank, and then food. I think we got this. Don't mind me. Okay. Time to solve a puzzle. It's very easy to get turned around in this. Alright, so 1 was red, so that was razor. Blue is 2. 2 was dresses. No, wait. It was, wasn't it? Or was it scorched? Oof, I don't remember. And then yellow, that's a third one. That's got to be dresses. And then green would probably be this one in the middle. Unless this is the food guy because he's really hungry, so he's starving. And then blue would be the... I'm guessing the knife guy is the one cooking since it's cooking food knives. No. Okay, so in that case, I think I may have the dress guy switched. No. Let me look at the notes again just to make sure. I probably should have jotted it down physically just to remind myself. So red, blue, yellow, green, blue. Yeah. So we know that room 1 is the razors. So that means the razor guy is definitely red. Alright, so razor guy is red. Room 2 was the scorched room. And then the dress guy was 3. So he is yellow. I'm pretty sure this is what I just had, though. And then blue would be the last one. What am I getting wrong then? Maybe this guy isn't the food guy. Maybe this is the food guy. Okay, there we go. So the food guy was just starving. That kind of makes sense, actually. All right, so was that a key? Dr. Harris's key. Ooh, okay, so where's Dr. Harris's room? I don't like the music. That's scary. Doctor's office. It's probably there, which means we got to get all the way back. Oh, this is going to suck. All right, let's save before we head out. It's so hard to see. I don't like the music's getting more and more intense. Not a good sign. Come on, game. Saving on old consoles. It's always fun. Alright. I'm surprised we haven't had any crashes yet with how old this console is. I would have expected it would have failed at least once or twice, but it's been running really good. And using a PS5 controller on it helps quite a bit. Okay, can we go in here? No. Run, 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 run. We're gonna have to go back quite a ways. A PS3 would have crashed by now? Yeah, it might have. It's funny because it sounds like it's struggling when I listen to it in the background. I'm surprised it's not really being picked up by the microphone. Actually, looking at my settings, it looks like it is kind of being picked up. But it sounds like it may be running on like an ancient Mayan like puzzle inside of the console. I can hear the moss being stretched as the gears turn. Let's do it. Alright, we gotta head down here. Damn it. Okay. I'm kind of using my map a lot more than I normally would in a game, just because it's actually kind of, with how dark everything is, it's kind of easier to navigate just using my map as a reference. Oh no! Hope this is the right way. Man, this camera angle is a nightmare. It's really hard to see. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, so now if we head straight through here... Oh no, it's not the doctor's office. Oh no. Okay, well... we gotta head back. I think the doctor was on the other floor. Second floor, I think. Yeah, okay, so we need to find a way to get to the second floor. Oh, that's gonna be a challenge. I thought the stairwell would actually go there, but apparently it doesn't. The door is locked. Although, maybe if we go to the other side, it'll then open. At least that's what I'm gonna hope. Otherwise, we gotta do a lot of backtracking. Crap, the walrus. I'm not a fan. Okay, we're going through. Let's do it. I'm sorry, but I love that staticky filter they do. It looks just like when you were like playing an old VHS and trying to change the channel. It's just every time I see it, I feel a flood of nostalgia, even though it's not necessarily a good thing, but it's nostalgic nonetheless. All right, Amber incident reporting. Reporting staff member Simon. Incident description. A male child entered into the sanitarium unchallenged and got through into female seclusion. doors were left unlocked. He entered female seclusion room 5, at which point elderly Michaels observed him and alerted me. The boy was the child of a visitor and was taken away by his father. Failures. The doors to the female seclusion were left unlocked by the orderly, and the staff in the lobby failed to notice the boy when he arrived in the mezzanine area. Recommendation: all staff to be reminded of the importance of locking ward doors. Review of staff to be conducted by duty managers. Well, this place seemed to have a lot of problems. Quite a lot. Crap! Well, we don't have walrus, but we have straddlers. Okay, hopefully the door will be unlocked now, if we're lucky. Okay. Good. Okay, so now let's check my map real quick. We just need to go straight and then take a left. Great. Sorry, I'll have to ignore my puppy trying to dig in his kennel. He's going through a dig phase. He wants to dig everything. Alright, let's go in. Okay. Nothing of any use. Okay, found another note. Oh, I know where we gotta use that. Oh, we're gonna do a lot of backtracking. Does he dig you? You know, he does dig me. Alright. It's music. Alright.
The new patient, Helen Grady, arrived today. I was surprised to see how calm and well-behaved she was. After reading her notes, I was worried that she might be something of a handful. The woman is in complete denial and claims no recollection of the incident which saw her committed. Indeed, she has asked repeatedly to be allowed to see her son. I have agreed with her husband that it is best that the boy be kept away from the mother. While there seems to be little hope for any long-term recovery, I look forward to spending some time with Miss Grady. Her condition is most fascinating.
Like I said last episode, we're just going to make it where everyone at the asylum is crazy when I read the notes. He doesn't feel like prying into the medical records. Well, that's good. The hippos will come after you. Everyone knows this. But how's it going, Xavier? How is your day, my friend? Alright, back we go. So I don't remember how to get to that room, but we're going to have to backtrack quite a bit, I think. I want to say it was in the female ward. Yeah, I think it was. So let's head that way. I always love wandering abandoned insane asylums. You know what I would like to do? So you know how there's all those ghost hunter shows? If I was ever to do something like that, I would want to do it at a mental asylum. Been watching some South Park? Nice. It's definitely an interesting show. I'm not caught up though. Alright. What is your favorite episode in all of South Park? And don't say, I don't have a favorite. Give me one, even if it's not your favorite. I want you to give me one. Okay, where are we going now? I'm just a trucker running down the hall of an asylum with a katana. Although, I'll be honest, it's kind of funny that I can use a TV as a weapon, so I'm just going to walk around just carrying a TV. There's too many. There are quite a lot. What does they bring me my son? Yeah, so I think I wonder if we're looking... But I thought she... I don't know. Maybe his son survived. I have no idea. I like how he uses the force on the mirror. It's the best way to get through. I hope this is the right corridor. Honestly, don't remember. Please, please, please. Oh, it is. Good, good, good. I really wasn't sure, so I'm glad. There we go. Jocasta. I can't see Jocasta, the name, without thinking of the Marvel character Jocasta, who was never... I don't think they ever used her in the films. I think it was probably more in the comics. She was sort of like... She's a lot like what they did with Jarvis, if you've only seen the movies. In we go. It's Lisa.
Lisa? You're here too? Can you see all this stuff? Is it all dark for you too?
It's so sad. They can't do anything for her. She just sits there. She wants her boy so badly.
Who are you talking about? Is the girl inside? Alessa? Is Alessa in there?
No. No! You know who's in there!
It's his wife, right? It's gotta be. So I like how we stalk Lisa all the way to the hospital. We run around the town all the way to find her just because. And then we show up at the hospital like, oh, funny seeing you here. You're here too? It's like, when we last left, I told you I was going here. Oh, well, I never expected to run into you. What were you going to say earlier about the ghost shows? Oh, yeah. Ghost shows. So if I was to ever film one myself, I would want to probably do it in an abandoned in a mental asylum. I feel like that would be the coolest place to do it. Although me personally, if I was going to do it, I would want to have police check the premises before I go in. Just because a lot of people, it's mainly younger people, a lot of content creators who go to these abandoned places, they don't check them first. And a lot of time there's homeless living inside of a lot of these abandoned structures and buildings. Or animals. Sometimes there's animals in there. So it's best if you're going to do some type of ghost hunting or something. It's best to have someone who is armed to check the entire premises before you do something like that. But regardless, if I was to do something like that, I would probably want to do it in a mental asylum. In fact, there are some that are really creepy. There's that one that was on an island. It's like a mental asylum on an island, and no one's allowed to go there now. It's like off limits. You're not allowed to even land on the island. And that one I think is really interesting. Okay, so let's see what's in here. Save real quick. Alright. Back we go. Alright, so what does our map say about this room? Female seclusion. Okay. So my theory is that we're going to run into maybe a wife. Or a girlfriend. Someone he used to know.
Mama? Daddy said you were dead. Are you dead? I'm not dead. Locked away. Out of sight, out of mind, not dead. I asked them to bring my boy to me.
Mama.
Oh, it's his mom.
Boy, let Mama take a look at you.
Oh God. Oh no. You're not gonna get my TV, Mom. She's after us. She's gonna ground us, take our television. Let's keep it away from her. Oh man, do we really have to fight her? You always wanted to go to Alcatraz at night? I've been to Alcatraz, but I escaped. No, actually, I didn't go to Alcatraz, but I saw it from afar. I looked at it. I zoomed in on with a camera, and I saw it in front of me. I one time visited San Francisco. Don't think I'll ever visit there again, but I visited it one time, and I went to the shoreline, and I could look out and clearly see Alcatraz, and I couldn't help but imagine there was a light from the mystery box coming up from the top, and I was like, I got to get out there. I would love to tour it sometime. That'd be really cool. Yeah, it was really cool seeing it because you look at it, and if you've ever played like Mob of the Dead or Blood of the Dead, it's exactly how it looks. Like they really pinpointed it, minus all the barbed wire and zombies. Crap. I like how the mommy is a mummy. You notice that? She's wrapped up like a mummy. We have no way out of here, do we? We can't. I guess we have to fight her. Sorry. What is she doing? Did she just... Oh, that's disgusting. Oh god. She got spikes. She like did something out the bottom of her dress. Run! Is she... I don't want to describe what that looks like. How's our health? I don't think she's gotten us yet, but... Okay, we're good. It does make it even scarier, yeah. I don't know if we can beat her. How much ammo do we have left? 2. We have two shells left. You know what? There's more than one way to deal with a mommy. I say, let's use... You know what? Let's use the TV, right? Why not? Like, this is what she gets for trying to give us a... Oh, no. For trying to give us a curfew on our television. That did it. Oh, wait. Or did it? Wait, did it do it? It did. Note to self, kids. If your mother is ever coming after you and floating around the room and wetting herself, just grab the television. That's the way to do it. Don't go the shotgun route. Go the television room. Only if she's floating around the room demonically and her dress is spewing spikes everywhere. Otherwise, don't do it. Watch me get in trouble for that. Alright, well, let's grab this pyramid. I got the past piece. Interesting.
This is just like before. What's happening here? That thing, it couldn't have been. Are you making this happen? Are you doing this? Wait. No. Don't go. I need to know.
So my theory about the game story has changed. I thought that maybe we were married and we lost our son, but now I'm starting to think we were the son. Wait, how damaged are we? We're very damaged. What the heck? They just automatically damaged us for no reason? What jerks? I guess we better heal. You'd love to see me play Binding of Isaac sometime. Well, you know, So I like Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac is a lot of fun, but the problem is it doesn't work well for videos or streams because you're just kind of playing something a little bit repetitive. Which I guess could work if you were doing like a just chatting kind of stream where you're kind of laid back. If enough of my audience wanted me to play Binding of Isaac, I'd love to play it, but I don't think it would make good content. Plus, generally with my channel, I usually do full playthroughs of story-based games, and Isaac's more of like an arcadey game, which is fun, but doesn't necessarily fit in with what the kind of content I normally do. It would probably be more of like a one-off stream. All right, let's get out of this damn place. I hope we can get out. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. Oh, it's locked. It's locked. I need a key. It's locked. Something's missing. Only veterans of gaming will get those references. Lobby. Ooh, what's this? I got a ticket. It didn't let me read it. It just quickly zipped it away. What a shame. Useless. I don't have any change anyway. Wait, have we explored this whole floor yet? I probably should check the rooms before we move out, shouldn't I? There may be health packs. Let's do it. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. Go figure. Go figure. Of course. It's always locked. That's just the story of our life in this game. It's locked. It's locked. Every door is going to be locked, isn't it? It's locked. It's locked. Of course. All right, well, we tried. We came, we went, we wasted our time. Let's get out of here. Don't we need to check out? Nah. Ooh, what's going on with the car? A lumberyard key. Okay. Can we drive there? No. What's wrong with the car? What the heck? It's Herbie. Let's get in. Or maybe it's a transformer. Alright. Oh no, look, it's the elusive walrus. Crockett, it's out in the distance. As you can see, the walrus uses its hind legs to push its flabby head forward. You're always safer if you see the walrus from the front, but not if it's close. It's charging. You gotta get away. Okay. Now, the one thing you want to be really careful about the walrus is that you never see it from behind. It's very disturbing. I will spare you guys from seeing what the walrus looks like from behind. Let's get out of here. Tree. There would be a tree here. Tango ahead. You're right, it's the straddlers. Those guys right there, they're really disturbing. They jump on you and they like straddle you in a really creepy, disturbing way. So I try to stay far away from them. Try to keep a good 20 feet distance. Don't want anything to do with them. Oh no. Oh no, no one wants to see that. Alright. Lumberyard. Where's the lumberyard? Okay, so. Alien storage. I could do that if I wanted to. There's a scrapyard. Toon Hall. It's really hard to read these, so I'm just going to read what I think it says. Cedar Grove Okay, we came from there. So we need to take a left and then a right and go down Toluca Avenue. Go through the Butchers. Go through Low Street, Cello Avenue. And the okay, there's the lumberyard. All right, great. So we will go to the lumberyard soon. I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next episode.